And I just lost radio.
In the last video, we had a stressful flight from Exuma to Florida with a broken alternator, losing the radio as we approached Fort Pierce to land. After getting through that all right on Saturday, we spent a day and a half in Florida before Mruna flew home commercial, and I waited till Monday to find a mechanic to take a look at Oscar. Join me as I get the alternator replaced before flying home alone from Florida to Knoxville and then home to Toronto, developing COVID along the way. Guys here at Treasure Coast Aircraft Solutions were kind enough to take a quick look at it. They just took the cowling off. Should be checking it out in a few minutes. Hopefully it's something easy. Treasure Coast Aircraft Solutions is one of the on-site shops at Fort Pierce Airport, and the guys there were fantastic. They prioritized my work on the Monday and quickly determined that indeed the alternator was shot and needed to be replaced. After some searching around, they managed to get a new plain power alternator sent out overnight from QAA in Fort Lauderdale, and then they put it all back together for me on Tuesday morning. With a successful startup and test of the electrics, Oscar was back in business. It was 2 p.m. on Tuesday, and I was eager to hit the skies and head north from Fort Pierce.
Fort Pierce ground, this is Beach 24, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey.
Hey, last call, Fort Pierce ground, say again.
It's Beach 24, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey at Charlie 3. The information Yankee requests taxi to the active for VFR flight plan departure towards the north.
Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, left turn north, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
Left turn north, 10 right, clear for takeoff, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey. Alright, here we go. Time at... Hour's good. 8:19. Alright man, full pressure, RPMs are good, airspeed's alive, temps and pressures are good.
Given weather conditions east of the Appalachians, I settled on a route that would take me over Atlanta, then across the bottom of the Appalachians to Knoxville, where I'd spend the night on Tuesday.
Rio Beach Tower, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey at 2,500 feet, 5 miles southeast of the field, just skirting your zone.
Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, Vero Beach Tower, transition is approved, winds are 120 at 10, gust 1 enter, altimeter 3008.
3008, thanks for clearance, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey. Well, so far everything's looking really good. Amps are steady, 8, 9, 6, 9, 10, 11.
Number 73 Juliet, start your left turn towards the north.
73 Juliet, going northbound.
Hold steady at 14.3. All looking good. Alright, gotta climb up above these clouds. They want me on a lower altitude, but I can't do 3,500, so 4,500 it is. Ears are pumping a little bit. Alright, looks like we got some rain in the area. ATC was saying heavy precip 50 miles that way and 50 miles that way. As long as I stay on this heading, should be alright, he said. But I am seeing some clouds up here, so I'm going to go down to 3,500. get below them, and hopefully stay right between that precip. I do see some lightning strikes up ahead. Thanks to Sirius XM, but they look like they're moving off.
How the right's been going our direction?
They look like they're moving off to the east. Wow. Don't want to mess with that guy. You're okay. You are killing him.
Four Jack, Denver 5267, 10.6, flight level 220.
So, talked to ATC about that cell over there, and they said...
61, descend and maintain 14,000, Jack altimeter is 3002.
Flight 3002 down to 14,000, Utah 61.
And they said, yep, turn north 360 to avoid it. Much clearer ahead of me. But they're telling me, as everybody has been, that they're having trouble hearing me. I'm gonna have to get that checked out. Headache is getting worse. Might be the heat. Well, just went through a little bit of light precipitation. Didn't really cause any problems. Except, it was just enough to mess up my windscreen. Now my visibility kind of sucks. Although it's hazy here to begin with, so visibility sucks, period. A little bit of mountain obscuration.
Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey. As you can see, the northbound, my minimum IFR altitudes go up to about 5,800, 5,900. How far do you plan on going west before you make the turn back to the north towards downtown Knoxville?
I'm gonna go almost to Dalton, then head north towards MMI, Mike India, and then over to Knoxville. 48 minutes to go. I can now wait to be down on the ground again. This was a long leg. Knoxville approach, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, 3,500.
Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, Knoxville approach, Knoxville altimeter 3007.
3007. Gorgeous.
Charlie Fox Whiskey, continue on that heading, VFR descent, your discretion now.
Continue heading VFR descent, discretion, Charlie Fox Whiskey.
After 5 hours of flying, my longest leg to date, it was finally time to start the descent into Knoxville Downtown Island Airport. I'd been feeling progressively worse as the flight went on, and I was looking forward to getting to a hotel and crashing for the night before the 2 shorter legs home the following day.
Knoxville, I have the Downtown Island Airport inside, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey.
Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, roger, radar service terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved, have a good night.
Frequency change approved, have a good night, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey. Knoxville Downtown Island Airport, this is Beach 24, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, 2 miles to the southwest. Inbound for full stop landing, we'll be crossing midfield, south and north, and joining left downwind for runway 8. Knoxville Downtown traffic.
Airplane inbound for Downtown Island. Which runway you plan on using?
08. Is that the active one? I thought I saw someone take off there.
Downtown Island traffic, Archer 597, Joy Golf. Crosswind, left crosswind for runway 8. I'm going to do a touch and go downtown.
I have you in sight, I'll get in behind you.
Roger that. Downtown Island traffic, Archer 597, Joy Golf. Left downwind, runway 8, downtown.
Downtown Island traffic, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, left downwind, runway 8, full stop. Alright, gas is good. Undercarriage is coming down, mixture and prop full forward, seats and harness secure. Downtown Island traffic, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey on final runway 8.
Downtown Island traffic, Archer 597, Joy Golf. Left crosswind, runway 8, as you go downtown. Downtown Island traffic, Archer 500 Center Golf, left downwind, runway 8, downtown.
Downtown Island traffic, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, down and clear of the active runway.
The approach into the airport was really nice, and the city promised to be fun as well. But with the way I was feeling, I didn't explore the city at all, even though I'd never been to Knoxville before. I got a hotel downtown, crashed for the night, and then headed out early the next morning so I could finally get home. For the final day of flying, I had 2 short legs planned. First from Knoxville to Steubenville, Ohio for a fuel stop and lunch, and then another 2-hour leg home from Steubenville over Lake Erie and back to Toronto and home.
Well, we're up. We've departed. I've departed Knoxville downtown, Island Airport. It's a pretty little airport, really close to downtown. Nice views. Some hills on departure, right on departure, and a tower on top of one of the hills too, made for kind of an interesting takeoff. But it was fine. Was able to get to 500 feet and turn well before the tower. Beautiful day. Got about a 2-hour flight up to Steubenville, Ohio, then I'm going to take a bit of a break there, grab a bite to eat, do a work call, and get back in the plane, probably around 1 o'clock, and head to Oshawa. And I'll be home. It will be good to be home. Alright, we're up to 5,500 feet. There are some very pretty hills here. Jefferson County traffic, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey was across the field, south to north, and joined left downwind runway 14.
I'd been feeling worse as this flight went on. My COVID test a day earlier had been negative, so I was hoping it wasn't that. But at this point I was no longer sure, and all I wanted to do was get home.
Jefferson traffic, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, final, runway 14. Jefferson County traffic, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, clear the active runway.
I didn't spend much time in Steubenville. The woman at the FBO was nice enough to point out how to get to the part of town where all the restaurants are, and she lent me the courtesy car to drive over there. So after a brief stop to refuel and pick up lunch, I was finally on my way for the last leg home.
Pittsburgh approach, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot, Whiskey 3400.
Calling, go ahead with the call sign. I can't really hear you that well though.
It's Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot, Whiskey, just departed Jefferson County Airport on VFR flight plan to Oshawa, Ontario. It's Charlie Yankee Oscar Oscar.
Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot, Whiskey. What's the destination? We're not showing anything stored in the system.
It's Charlie Yankee Oscar Oscar. I just found it about 20 minutes ago.
Charlie Yankee Oscar Oscar, roger.
Alright, we've crossed into Canada. We are over the Niagara District. A little west of that. And then cross over the lake, Lake Ontario towards Mississauga. And then turn right and follow the shoreline home. Another half hour and I'll be there. I am very excited to be home. Almost home.
Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, when were you planning to go direct to Knoxville?
I'm going to cross the lake on this heading and then turn right on the lake shore.
Roger. Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, contact Toronto Center on 119.3.
119.3, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey. Toronto Center, Charlie Golf, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey at 3000.
Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, Toronto Center, you're identified. Hamilton altimeter is 3022.
3022. Lakeshore traffic, Beach 24, Golf Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, level 2,000 feet, just departing the city zone, heading northeast towards Oshawa. Just north of the shoreline. Lakeshore traffic. Looks like Mruna just stepped down onto the deck to say hi as I go by the house. Maybe I'll give a little waggle of the wings. Oshawa Tower, Golf Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey.
Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, Oshawa Tower.
Oshawa Tower, Golf Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey is about 15 miles southwest of the field along the shoreline at 2,000 feet, inbound for a full stop landing. Information, Juliet.
Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey Tower, runway 12, altimeter 3025, current winds 110, 13, gusting 21. Cleared right base, runway 12, report entering the zone from the southwest. And what was your last point of departure today?
Last point of departure was Steubenville, Ohio, 2 Golf 2. Cleared right base, runway 12, reporting entry zone.
Thank you. Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey Tower number 2, follow Navajo 5 miles final. Don't turn base until you get them in sight.
Number 2 following Navajo, looking for traffic, don't turn until I have in sight. Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey.
Staff and 100 medevac tower, you ready? Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey, tower exit left, runway 05, contact ground 118.4.
Off at 05, contact ground 1 off, Charlie Foxtrot Whiskey.
After 3 days of delays and a flight where I felt worse and worse with what turned out to be COVID, although I didn't know it at the time, I was finally back home in Toronto. All that remained was to close my flight plan, get cleared by immigration, and talk to customs about the alternator I'd had installed in Florida. I didn't know it, but I should have gotten a customs broker involved and paid the duties up front before flying back. Thankfully, the customs agent was really nice about it and let it go, given it was only about $1,000, but now I know for the next time I get work done in the US. This has been the trip of a lifetime for us, even with all the issues. 21 days, 11 legs, and 3,075 nautical miles of weather delays, having to dodge low clouds and thunderstorms, flying back from the Bahamas with a busted alternator, and catching COVID on the way. At the start, I had about 220 hours of total time, but I feel like the 29 hours I accumulated on this trip taught me more about flying and built more confidence than all the flying I'd done so far. For anyone who's considered flying to the Bahamas on their own, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's so worth all the planning and the hassles involved, because that feeling of having flown across the water to a destination like the Bahamas, it just can't be beat. Thanks for watching, especially to those of you who stuck it out through the entire series and sent me all those words of encouragement throughout. It really means a lot to me. As always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next adventure.